So to better understand the goal of Freemasonry, at least on the world stage, we have to take a look at what is at the heart of this secret society, which is no doubt theosophy. People are what make up the bodies of these occult organizations. So we have to also take a closer look at some of the key players behind the secret beliefs of Freemasonry and its philosophy. We'll begin with the leader of the first Theosophical movement, Helena Blavatsky. Instead of beginning with Blavatsky's life history, I would like to start with the headlines that were about her and how she influenced society at the time, at least on the world stage, that is. Besides, there is plenty of information about Blavatsky's life history that you can find on the internet. According to a 1907 Evening Star article, she was the quote-unquote psychic pioneer of her day. What do you suppose they mean by that? It states that she began laying the foundations of her philosophy in 1858. Her system of philosophy was based on her eccentric wanderings around Europe and Siberia, even Tibet. She also became known for strange and remarkable powers as a medium. They claimed that she delighted in exercising her mystical powers, along with playing pranks and tricks on unsuspecting guests. Blavatsky even had an encounter with police because of her suspicious, complete knowledge of the details of a murder that had been committed near where she lived. One of the most surprising things that was noted about Blavatsky was the relationship she formed with a Colonel Alcott. And allow me to quote here. She made one of the most remarkable examples of conversations known in religious history in attaching herself to a Colonel Alcott, a well-known man of letters, gallant ex-soldier of the Civil War, a refined, prominent figure in the best circles of New York intellectual society. Blavatsky and Colonel Alcott would go on to found the Theosophical Society in 1875 in New York. The article goes on to state that she was spoken about immensely in the American press about how starting her psychic powers are, and that she performed daily occultic practices of tricks and illusions, and that people who did not believe in her at all were constantly forced to amazement by her powers. Well, that's a witchy description, in my opinion. There were also articles like this one, making known, as they put, slanders against Blavatsky and the Theosophical Society. Yet when you read further down in the article, you see the Freemasonic wording, like illustrious, used to describe Blavatsky. Only Freemasons use this type of description about a highly degreed teacher of the craft. And upon her death, there was much talk about her being a charlatan, including a libel suit against those who were taking up a charge against her. However, it was also revealed that her lineage was of a noble Russian family, which included many novelists. Along with Blavatsky's history of strange things occurring around her, giving credit to the devil, for she had a gift of necromancing and divination. She wandered the earth on her esoteric travels, totally funded by her wealthy father. I find it interesting to note some of the places she traveled to, for I believe she was involved in rituals in these locations, and some of them were Quebec, New Orleans, and Mexico. And by her own admission, her whole purpose traveling across the earth to all the different locations that she did was to acquire occult knowledge and training so that she could teach others, and which also led to her occult writings, which also became the basis for the writings of the Lucius Publishing Company, which went on to become the publishing company for the United Nations. So now that we see one side of their Americanized version of their craft, Theosophy with Blavatsky, we need to take a look at some of the others, beginning with Colonel Alcott.